Well, one final question here, Jim, I think this week. This one was sent via the Cult of Cornette Facebook group. We'll try to get through more emails next week here on the show. From Terry Tumbarello. Would Brad...
You are completely just making these up now this week.
I'm not making them up. I mean, you could accuse these people of making them up. I don't know. But would Brad Armstrong have made a better horseman than Paul Roma?
Well, Paul Roma wasn't a real horseman anyway. Come on. Seriously. I'm not trying to get on tumbleweed there, but that was during the mid-90s WCW, fucking limbo where they were just trying anything. There wasn't even really a horseman group at that point that meant anything, and they make Paul Roma. The Horseman ran from 1985 to 1988, and anybody who was in the group from that period of time can call themselves an ex-horseman, which would be Flair, Tully, Arn, Ole, Luger, Wyndham, and JJ. And that's where it ends, except for, just shit that didn't work years later. So Brad would not have made a good Four Horsemen because he wasn't part of their group. As we talked about earlier in the show, that's what made it, because they were hanging out together, all except for Ole. Ole was in it on reputation at the start because he was involved in the tag team.
Well,
but
plus he was close with Flair, at least in the 70s.
Well, yes, but in all honesty, Ole was in that group because he was still involved in the tag team with Arn. He was on the closing period of his in-ring career, and he didn't go out and party with the guys, and he didn't fit the Horseman picture. But because it was Ole Anderson, he was a name. You would take him in any group. But then Wyndham fit better, Luger fit better. But Brad, he was a great babyface. I'm not saying he couldn't have been a heel, but he didn't fit the in-ring style or the out-of-the-ring style of the Horseman. Brad should have definitely, I think, been used better than what he was in a lot of places because of what a brilliant talent he was, but I don't see him as a horseman.
Who do you see? And I do think Paul Roma, unfortunately, gets a bad rap because he was really good. And he really broke out in Power and Glory with Hercules in 1990.
Okay, well,
it's just he wasn't the guy for that role. And that poisoned the well.
I wasn't saying Paul Roma didn't. I didn't say Paul Roma stunk. I said Paul Roma wasn't a real horseman, and the rest of them that they tried when they tried to reenact it or revamp it or whatever. That's not to say he should be set on fire or shot into space on the fucking space shuttle. But no, he wasn't a horseman.